So I ran into my friend Katie the other day, and she said to me, Marianne, I was thinking about you the other day when I was at the boat show. I remember sailing on your family's boat when we were kids. I used to love to sail with them. I was wondering, do you have a boat now? Oh, I used to have a boat, I said to Katie. I said, you know something? Ever since I was a kid, I never overcame my fear of docking. Don't you remember when we were kids? My father would bring the boat into the dock and he'd be screaming and yelling from half the mile out. And everyone on the dock would have nothing to do but listen to us. I am so afraid to dock the boat that I never could dock it. But what happened was my ex-husband, he would dock the boat for me and I would sail the boat, and it worked out great. It worked out great, that is, until the divorce. And then he got the boat. So now, Katie, I don't have a boat. It was my biggest dream and it's gone. I'm just too afraid. Wait a minute, she said. You're a periodontist. You cut out people's jaws. You move them around, you screw it in, you put titanium screws in people's jaws, and you're afraid to dock a boat? Yeah, it's crazy. I'm afraid. Wait a minute, Katie said. Didn't you tell me that your daughter is 16? You must be teaching her how to drive. Now, if you can teach your daughter how to drive and park a car, you can learn how to dock a boat. You know, Katie, you're right. If I can teach my Polish blonde 16-year-old daughter how to drive and park a car, I can learn how to dock it. Let me see if I can find someone to give me some lessons. Okay, let me know how you make out, she said. So I called her back a few months later and I said, Katie, you'll never guess what I did. What, did you get lessons on how to dock a boat? No, even better. I bought a 44-foot sailboat. You did what? She said. You bought a 44-foot sailboat and you don't even know how to dock it? What is going on? Don't you think this is a little backwards? Yes, it's just great. I'm going to learn how to dock it in the spring. My boyfriend is going to teach me. Oh, it sounds a little backwards to me, Katie said, but let me know how you make out. So in the spring, in April, it's very cold, so I put a hat and mittens on, and I went out and I learned how to dock the boat. And I even got a bow thruster to help me to move the front of the bow into the dock. It works out very well. Then Memorial Day came, the biggest beginning day of the season in New England, and I packed my boat with all of my friends. I wanted to show them my new boat and how I could dock it now. So I had a great sail, and we were coming into the dock, and I was turning the boat to back it into the slip, and the bow thruster malfunctioned halfway around. I was sideways, and I was drifting into boats, and I literally flipped out. I started screaming at my boyfriend, oh my God, what am I going to do? The bow thruster malfunctioned. You take the helm. I'm going to hit a boat. And I started screaming. Well, when everyone left that evening, I just burst into tears. I said to my boyfriend, who was I thinking to think that I could have a boat? I can't even dock the darn thing. I am giving up. I just want to sell the boat. And I stormed off the dock and started driving home. And I'll never forget what happened then. My boyfriend called me back, and he said to me, Marianne, you have been talking about sailing your whole life. All winter long, it's all I've heard about is this boat. And now you've had one kind of a failure where you haven't been able to dock it, and you're going to give up on your entire dream just because of that? If you want to give up, then I'll help you sell the boat. But if you want to get back down here and learn how to dock this boat, I'll help you. You know, I said, you're right. It is my biggest dream. So I went back down, and we docked that boat over and over and over again, and I learned how to dock it all the way until it was so dark I couldn't even see. And I learned a very important lesson. And I called Katie back a few weeks later, and I said, Katie, I learned that if you have a dream, a really big dream, and the fear is getting in the way, well, then what you need to do is just do it afraid. And now I'm proud to say that if you want to come sailing with me anytime, I can show you how I can sail and dock my boat. So come on down.